And welcome back to more Sonic Unleashed. So last time we went through Holoska Day, got our first half of the key to the Gaia Temple there, and now we're taking a slight detour to Spagonia Night. This music is giving me Professor Layton vibes, and I do not object to that at all. The night music is really good, and this is a perfect segue to talk about the fact that, you might notice the battle music in every area is the same, and then it swaps out the regular stage music. I feel like that is the most often heard complaint, that I hear at least, about this game, is the repetitious music. And I agree it is very repetitious. I feel like the Werehog song, as someone who doesn't even really like the genre, the Werehog battle music isn't actually bad. It's a pretty good song. I just wish it didn't play so much. I completely understand why it's such a widespread complaint about this game, because it does get old really fast. It's like, the worst part is when you enter an area, get into a fight, defeat the enemies, and then, immediately after, you get into another fight, so then the regular music starts to come back in, and then the fight music immediately returns as well. But like, yeah, this night music is actually pretty good. It's just, you don't hear it very often because you spend so much of these stages in battle. I like Sonic's little jog when he's carrying things. I feel like Sonic, this is one of the best animated Sonic has ever been. He is very expressive in a lot of cutscenes. And yeah, his character model is really good, I think. It's gonna take something really, really big to break that fence down there. One other thing, speaking of Sonic being very expressive, I really like that cutscene with Amy, because it's like, you know, he's constantly pushing her away, but this is like a little glimpse of, like, Sonic actually having this realization of, like, wow, when Amy isn't chasing Sonic, he kind of misses that, basically, is the impression I get, because he gets all sad when Amy doesn't recognize him. It's just a nice little character moment, and unfortunately not a character moment that ever gets brought up ever again in the entire franchise, to my knowledge. So Spagonia Night is, a nighttime level I tend to remember pretty well, because of a specific segment that I kind of don't like. There's a specific room that's going to get me killed. Probably. I don't think I've actually died in this playthrough so far. But there's a first time for everything. It's honestly a miracle I haven't died sooner, because this game is not that easy. Weirdly enough, in terms of, like, glitches, it's not that bad. This is probably, well, mostly because of what it followed up. This game feels surprisingly stable. Like, you're not gonna have horrible collision issues, you're not gonna have a ton of weird, random, like, clipping out of bounds unless you go intentionally looking for it. This is an explosive crate, by the way. I wish I could see the enemy that I was trying to throw this at. That did not do as much damage as I was hoping for. So, I stunned it out of an attack, which is good. By the way, you can actually dodge when you're shielding. So again, don't be like me, please remember to shield. So that's triangle, triangle, square, square, or Y, Y, X, X. That's a really good combo for these enemies, I find. I didn't know I had it yet, I was just button mashing and I was like, wait a minute, that's actually the good combo. And that is the problem I have with this genre, is it's very button mashy. It felt to me like there were kind of like two different warring styles of games at this point. You know, you have like God of War style games, but you also have like, you know, Devil May Cry and Bayonetta being super popular at this time too. And it's kind of fascinating to me that, yeah, the Devil May Cry style of character action game kind of won out in the end, because you still see those games pop up from once in a while, and I generally prefer those, to be honest. I'm not good at either, but I prefer, like, Devil May Cry. I actually don't like Bayonetta, though. I'd rather play DMC. I should specify when I say DMC, I'm using it as the acronym and not the reboot. I have not played the reboot. The only one I've played is 4. I want to play 5 because it looks really fun. I'm a little torn on if I should play the classic games or not, because I've heard 1 is aged, 3 is good, and then 2 is bad. More boring than bad. I got really off topic there. But yeah, beat 'em ups are not my genre of choice. As far as beat 'em ups go, I feel like this game is very inaccessible to newcomers, which is a problem when Sonic shifts genre constantly. These are really skinny dresses, I'm just noticing. I also don't know where I'm going, by the way. Basically, before doing this recording, I played up until this level, and then I stopped. So, yeah, from here on out, I don't know what I'm doing very well. Full disclosure, I might get lost here and there. But I'm also looking for medals, so it's all good. Basically, in this level, any green door you see, you want to kick down. Sonic just busting down people's doors. It's like, why not just knock? There's no one here, why not just open it? Instead of doing property damage. I see a moon medal in here, so might as well stop and pick it up. Again, we need a lot of these, so again, kind of going out of my way for them. I think I went the intended way, and the other alleyway was the non-intended way. I'm not sure if the game will let me go back there, is another problem. See, this combo just shreds through the enemies. It's kind of ridiculous. And I feel like that is the problem with this combat system. With Devil May Cry, again, getting a little bit off topic, you're encouraged to mix things up. Like, it's not about maintaining a combo, it's about being stylish at the same time. In this game, you can button mash and do pretty well, or just learn one combo that's really good, and then just do the same combo over and over again. It requires a lot less, thought to get through a fight, because there's no incentive to mix up your gameplay. It's fun to mix up your gameplay, at least I find it enjoyable to, like, find new combos and try to learn efficient ways to take down certain enemies, but it's not really encouraged by the game itself. So, like, you can just do 2 combos, and you'll be fine, and thus it's definitely, in some ways, a little bit easy compared to other games like this, but it's also hard because, again, your lack of iframes means you will get stun locked later on, and it can be really frustrating when that starts to happen. This feels like a perfect spot to hide something, and I'm amazed there isn't anything hiding, except that record. As soon as I said it, it's like, there's probably something in here, actually. It's kind of a neat, assortment of enemies, because you have the Dark Gaia monsters and the Eggman robots working together. It's kind of a neat combo, because in, like, Sonic 06, you have the Iblis monsters, and then you have the Eggman robots, and they tend to work separately. But here, they're definitely working together, and it's kind of a nice detail. So we haven't really done Unleashed mode yet in this level. Let's see how fast this goes. If I can land a hit. There we go. Also, I think that stuns the enemy. Yeah, this stuns the boss. So yeah, that's a great way to take down these enemies. I don't know if it'll work on the bigger enemies, but this works fine here. And yeah, you get a ton of— we have 12 experience bars. I think we should spend some of that. By the way, the experience will despawn as well, so you actually have to rush and get it. Or yeah, it will actively despawn. Not a big fan of that design choice, personally. And welcome to what is probably one of my least favorite rooms in this level. Personally, I find the Werehog isn't the best for precise platforming, and guess what you have to do here? Precise platforming. Again, my advice still stands, hold B a lot. I feel like I'm going back and forth on if I'm using PS buttons or Xbox buttons in my discussions of certain commands. Like I know I said triangle earlier, for sure. It's because I tend to swap consoles a lot. I don't play Xbox a lot, so I think positionally more than anything. But also Nintendo has everything in different positions, so in some ways I just find it easier to default to, like, you know, square, triangle, X. There's a medal up there, like so. And I want to say this game is like, again, this is a weird episode where I just compare Sonic Unleashed to like every other game that you wouldn't think would come up. I want to say this works like, you know, Contra, a game I've never played, but I hear people talk about this all the time, where off-screening basically will act like a death plane, like the death plane moves with you kind of a thing. So like, if you fall below the current level, I'm pretty sure you might die in this level. I know a couple Sonic games did that too. I want to say the Game Gear games did that, where if you fall, if you climb, or if you're playing a vertical level and you fall down, you still technically die, even though you know there's land below you. We're doing okay on medals, not perfect, but okay. Alright, so this section is a little finicky, but not personally as annoying as the last one. I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? Yeah, I actually have to spin the wheel. Is this the right way? Also, by the way, this isn't like Ratchet and Clank again with the weird comparisons. Whoa, the clock moved. Hey, I wonder if you can walk on those hands. It's like Ratchet and Clank, with like switches that you like spin. You just hold the direction and Ratchet will automatically spin around. Here you actually have to move the control stick around, which is a little less ideal. I didn't mean to grab that particular handle, but it worked. Like here's an area where it's like, I don't know if I can fall all the way down. I think I actually do have to slowly and meticulously go down, or else I might die. No fall damage, it seems. Maybe there is, and I just got lucky there. This is scary. I'm not the biggest fan of blind jumps in platformers, and this game does that a lot, sadly. Luckily, we are at the end of the level. Take these out, and we should be good to go. Again, just do a quick check. I don't know why certain levels have little cutscenes when the gold rings or keys spawn in, other times they just spawn in on their own. It's very erratic that way. "15 minutes. Can't complain." Yeah, that's actually really good. I didn't comb the level too thoroughly, though. Again, I missed the whole side area. But yeah, overall, not the worst level in terms of time. Especially, again, because now we're heading into, like, I'm rusty at this game territory with these next few levels. Again, the next levels are a little bit difficult as well, so this'll be fun. I'm pumping a lot of energy, or EXP into speed, because I'm pretty sure we have a Sonic level coming up. Also, I should probably level up on those, finally. Sonic, I was waiting. Here, I've got something from the professor. I think he came up with something after reading more of the manuscripts. Well, this is it. Not sure what he expects you to use it for, but hey. Uncanny camera cleared. Interesting phrasing.
What's the big idea?
Ooh, look at that! I really know how to dance!
Come on, babe, let's dance the night away.
Yes, this is so much fun!
Whoa, is there some kind of party going on?
Ooh, look at that! I
No,
really know how to dance.
something's not right here.
Oh, it's a carnival of creeps out there.
I guess we can add Fatal Frame to series. I didn't expect a reference in this Let's Play, but I am anyway. I don't know how Fatal Frame works, all I know is there's a camera. But yeah, it was weird how it said like camera cleared instead of obtained at the end there. Also, this cutscene really shows how they reuse voice actors. You can definitely hear Sonic's VA and the assistant in this particular cutscene. That experience, though, I can't pick it up because the level ended.
What was I just doing?
Hey! Wait up!
Just now. Was that Sonic?
Ah, that should calm things down a bit around here. Chalk another one up for Sonic.
You know Sonic?
Of course. He was here just a moment ago.
Tell me what's happened to him. Please, tell me everything you know.
I'll happily explain everything over a plate of cucumber sandwiches.
Whoa, did you see that? That was amazing! This camera is incredible! Now you can help fix all the folks going a little bonkers at night. Just remember to go see the professor when you run out of flash uses. You can now use the camera's... You can use the camera's flash now. The flash only works at night. If you see someone suspicious, just hit the Y button to bathe them in purifying light. So, like the ice cream vendor in, Apatos is an example. All of these have little mini acts where you just clear a room of enemies. Nothing too fancy. I really like the character portrayals in this game. I'm really having this realization. You know, Amy, I feel like, still likes Sonic, obviously, but it feels like they kind of toned her down from some of the games at this time. I think of Heroes. No, I feel like the characters are pretty on point. So yeah, with that being said, I think we're gonna call it here. Next time, we're gonna figure out how to get into the next set of temples. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Sonic Unleashed.